I think we can continue. Okay, you can write your answers in our group chat, and we will see how many of you could answer this question correctly. Like there can be only one right answer. You're writing C, D, and E true, but in talk only one is correct. So you need to choose one. Okay, in order to solve this question, like a couple of you answered wrong, but we will see a little bit in detail. Okay, have you ever heard about syllogism before? It's a branch of logic. Syllogism. It's something new for you.
No, no, not at all.
Okay, we'll see it. For example, syllogism, this is the relation of the sets. What I mean by set, let's say it's a group of something. If you write two circles, and additionally I'll write, let's say, sentence. All dogs are animals. So this is a statement. All dogs are animals. It implies that all group of dogs are inside of group of animals. In our case, the smaller set, the smaller group will be dogs, and the bigger one, let me write it with another color, animals. So syllogism is just basically relation of the sets, like one set completely inside of other set, or one set is outside of other set. What if I write, let's say, no dog is human? It's kind of strange sentence, but let us write it. No dog is human. Okay, in this case, we'll write our circles. There is a set of humans, and there is a set of, second. Okay, here will be the set of dogs. And in our case, no dog is human. It implies that no group of dog is inside of group of human. For example, in the let's go back to set animals. Inside of animals, there can be as well cats or cows and other kind of animals. And sometimes there can be collision between two sets. But in our case, let's say, what was the question? It says all mathematicians are absent-minded. Ladies like to swim. All people who like to swim are absent-minded. Let's draw our circles. For example, for the first statement, it says that all mathematicians are absent-minded. It says that the bigger set, write it here. Let's imagine this is the absent-minded people. I will write shortly ABS, absent-minded people. And it says that group of mathematicians, all mathematicians are absent-minded. Another statement is written, Ladies like to swim. Let me write people who like to swim. And Lewis is inside of these people. And the third statement, it says that all people who like to swim are absent-minded. We need to move this set inside of absent-minded people. So we will write it here inside. And we will have that people like to swim, and Lewis. They are both inside of people, absent-minded people. So Lewis is inside of group of people who like to swim, and all people who like to swim are inside of absent-minded people group. So it implies that Lewis is absent-minded, right? Because Lewis is inside swimmers. Swimmers are inside of absent-minded people. So we can imply that Lewis is absent-minded. Okay. Okay, could you get it? Was it understandable?
Yes, it was clear.
Okay, the next one, it was the question number 29. Okay, here is given the function y equal x squared plus 4x plus c be the equation of parabola. If you know that this parabola crosses the x-axis only at one point, what is the value of c? Okay, let me see the answers. Okay, we need to see the three cases. First case, when our parabola crosses x-axis at 2 points. For example, this is x, this is y. So our parabola crosses x-axis at 2 points. It means that it has two solutions, or it has two roots. The second point, when our parabola crosses only at 1 point. Second case, where our parabola crosses only at 1 point, it means that our equation, our function, has only one solution. Right here, two solutions. And here, one solution. And the third case, where our parabola does not cross at all x-axis. In this case, we tell that our function has no roots or has no solutions. We are in the second case because it says that it crosses only at 1 point. And we can just remove all other stuff. And from here, we can use discriminant. If you remember, discriminant is actually b squared minus 4ac, whereas our function is ax squared plus x plus bx plus c. Okay, this is our function, and a, b, and c is just coefficients. And discriminant, here is the formula, b squared minus 4ac. When discriminant is more than 0, it means that it has two solutions or two roots. And we can imply that it crosses at it crosses the x-axis at 2 points. When the discriminant equals to 0, it means there is only one solution. So it has one solution, it crosses x-axis at 1 point. When our discriminant is less than 0, it means that no solutions. And here we just need to plug our formula and bring it to equate it to 0. We'll do it together. Okay. Okay. Our function is x squared plus 4x plus c. In this case, 4 is our b coefficient. A is 1. And c, we need to find c. Okay. Discriminant equals 4 squared minus 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by c. And we need to equate it to 0. Because when discriminant equals to 0, we have only one solution. It implies that it crosses only at 1 point. So 16 minus 4c equals 0, and 4c equals 16, and our c in this case equals 4. In this case, it's E. I didn't saw that someone answered E. Okay, so far so good. Do you have any questions? Okay, we can move on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You said that if we will get the minimum score,
Okay.
it's anyway we can pass the university, right?
I mean, minimal score does not imply that you can get admission to university. It's just, your bare minimum that you are able to apply. Yeah, but it does not
Oh,
imply.
sure, sure.
Yeah.
I just asked because I'm gonna follow mathematics.
I mean, math is not that hard. I mean, 1 month is enough to prepare for math. You saw the list of topics is not really big. You can just learn. We'll see it later. Okay. Now we can start to solve TOLC-I. Just this was TOLC-E. Here is TOLC-I. If I'm not wrong.
How many months usually take to prepare for TOLC for TOLC-I?
Last year students, my course was the duration was 2 months, and 2 months was enough to prepare for TOLC-I. Most of the students could, from the first time, get very high scores. You'll see it later.
Thank you.
Yeah. Could someone solve this equation, this exercise? Okay, if not, we can do it together. The first thing what I suggest you to do is we can factor out 3 to the power of 20. For example, if we write it like this, 1 plus 1 plus 1. This is actually the same as 3 to the power of 20 plus 3 to the power of 20 plus 3 to the power of 20. So we are factoring it out. And then 3 to the power of 20, in brackets, it's just 3, because 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. And 3 to the power of 20 multiplied by 3 will be equal to 3 to the power of 21. As you know, this tree has always power 1, and there is a property when there is a same basis, there is multiplication, you just have to sum the powers. Okay, now we see that upper part, numerator, has 3 to the power of 21 to the power of, whoops, I'm not really good at writing skills. Okay, to the power of 1/3, and in denominator there is 3 to the power of 3 to the power of 2. Okay, when there is a power raised to the another power, we just multiply the powers. In numerator, 3 to the power of 21, it will be 3 to the power of 21 multiplied by power of 1/3, and it will be equal to 3 to the power of 21 over 3 is just 7. Okay, in the bottom part, there is 3 to the power of 3 to the power of 2. We just multiply 3 and 2, and we'll get 3 to the power of 6. And there is a last property. Wherever there is a divisions of the last, let me write it here. For example, we have a to the power of m over a to the power of n. This is the same as a m minus n. So in our case, m is 7 and n is 6, and it will be equal to 3 to the power of 7 minus 6, and it will be just 3 to the power of 1, which is 3. Okay, so far so good?
Sorry, I have a question. Can I ask?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're so bad in math, like you can't understand anything, is it possible to prepare for it like in 1 month? Like, is it even possible or not?
Same question, same question.
Yeah.
I had a couple of students who are really, really bad at math. I mean, they tried to do trial test, and their math score was, 1.75 out of 20. So they were just studying, they were doing homeworks, and they were preparing. At the end, they could score more than 40. I mean, the total score was 50 in TOLC-I, and they could score 40. And the math section the progress was really good.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What if you got 0 marks from math, but you got enough marks from another sections, like 15 or 20, but 0 from mathematics?
Okay, what kind of talk you are talking about? TOLC-I or TOLC-E?
TOLC-E?
Okay, in TOLC-E there is only 13 questions, so it's not really tragic. For example, 36 is the full point. You just minus 13 questions, it will be 23. Yeah, and the maximum score that you can get is 23 with 0 point at math. It means that you have to be perfect at logic and reading. But in general, you will anyway get at least 5 or 6 points at math, because we saw, I mean, this is like average level exercise, but there you can find easy exercises and also a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, it depends on your luck. It depends on your luck if you will guess the success is 20%, then at least five or 6 or 7 some of the math questions must be like true. Yeah. So can we just guess?
As I told you, if you are not sure, don't guess at all. This is really because they are minusing your point. Do you remember? For every wrong answer, there is a minus. There is a penalty. If you don't know what to do, just don't guess. Just leave it.
Oh, sure. We can leave a space, right?
Yeah, you can leave a space, open space, and there is no penalty for it.
Sure.
Hey,
Thanks.
thank you.
But most of you, I mean, for me, it was also very challenging math. For example, I was doing TOLC-I, and there is 20 questions. Yeah, math section, 20 questions, and it was very challenging question. For example, we were doing TOLC-E first, in TOLC-E, the math is easier than in TOLC-I. And yeah, but I could prepare, for a couple of months, I could prepare and I could score more than 40. And yeah, we'll see it later, how you can do it. Okay.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, let's continue our presentation. We'll go back to Canva. Okay, let me delete everything. Okay, now we can start the second part of our conference. We'll talk a little bit about course and the course structure. Yeah, my course structure for TOLC-I, there is total of 16 live lessons, and for TOLC-E, there is 12 lessons, yeah? In TOLC-I, there is more math lessons because there is more topics. Like we'll cover all these topics that we saw in Chizia. Example, if we go back here, yeah, for these 8 lessons, we'll cover everything from math, the 8 lessons. In TOLC-E, there is 6 lessons. Let me go back to TOLC-E. Okay, the math part is much smaller, and in the 6 lessons, we can easily cover all these topics. Then there is a logic. For the logic, you'll have the same number of lessons, 5. Reading, for reading, you'll like one reading lesson is enough for you, because most of my students, they could get in the reading like full points, 10 out of 10. Yeah, this is because in the reading, for example, in TOLC-I, the texts are very easy, and you just need to learn how to read fast. Yeah, for example, you have 20 minutes for 2 texts and 10 questions. You just learn how to read fast, and you can easily do reasoning and answer in the reading part. Okay, in the science, 2 lessons are more than enough. For TOLC-I, we'll have 1 chemistry lesson and 1 physics lesson. In these lessons, we'll just practice all possible questions that you can get in your TOLC exam. And I will share a lot of materials, a lot of recordings from the last year where I used to teach a lot of physics and chemistry. You will watch recordings, and then you'll come to the lectures, to the live lessons, and you will just practice real questions. For TOLC-E, there is no science, and duration of the course is 8 weeks for TOLC-I and 6 weeks for TOLC-E. For example, for TOLC-E, it's more than enough 1.5 months for preparation, and then you can already start doing your tests. Okay, platforms that we usually use is Zoom, Google Classroom, and YouTube. On YouTube, I usually share recordings of the last year lectures, as well I share some resources that are really, really helpful for the preparation. For example, we can go and do brief tour in our classroom. I'll just share the structure of these classes. For example, in general, there is 16 lessons, and for example, you go to the lessons of logic. There is 2 recordings and class notes, homework, and solution for homeworks. Okay, let me continue. And here are some of the reviews, results of the last year students. For example, Karina, she could score full point. She could get 36 out of 36 in TOLC-E. And she took course, and for her it took 2 months, for preparation. It's a little bit more, but she could score perfect. Okay, right now she's studying in Sapienza. The next student is Alice as well. She had only 1 mistake during her exam, and you can ask me, Beck, why it's not 35 if she had only 1 mistake? Because for 1 mistake, as you remember, they are punishing minus 0.25 from the overall score. So that's why it's 34.75. Right now, she's studying in Bologna. This is a good university. I think it's top 3, if I'm not wrong. Okay, the next student is Sabina. She as well had only one mistake. And yeah, she is studying in University Messina. Let's see the results from TOLC-I. Here is Nuruddin, and he's studying at the same course as me, artificial intelligence and computer science. Yeah, he could score 46.25, and he wrote here he prepared only 10 days. Before TOLC-I, he was preparing 1 month for TOLC-E. So he first did TOLC-E. He scored, if I'm not wrong, 27 out of 36, and then it took him only 10 days to prepare for TOLC-I. So if you're still, in thoughts in what kind of course I'm going to go, in what kind of program, if your one program is in business and another program you want to go to computer science, you can take both exams. You can do first TOLC-E and then TOLC-I, or vice versa, and you'll have, you'll broaden your future. Okay. The next one is Nurperi. She puts number 1 rating in my students. She could score 47.5 out of 50 in TOLC-I, and right now she's studying artificial intelligence in the University of Pavia. The same here, Noraim. She's studying the same university and the same program, and she scored 46.25 out of 50. Okay, here are Sophie. She's studying in Politecnico di Milano. Politecnico di Milano is number 1 university in Italy. I think it's top 5 in the Europe, and it's a very, very good university for those who are going to study engineering or some technical programs. Okay, then there is a George who scored 46.75, and he's the same, studying in the same program as me. Right now he's freshman, and recently I saw, we meet each other in university. It was very glad to meet me. Okay, now here is Umar. Right now he's studying in the University of Venice, and there is a program, computer science, and with 36.75 for him it was enough to get to this program. And there is Jibek, who actually she took TOLC, at the last moment. She took TOLC at the September. As you see, the message is 4th of September. She took it a couple of days before, and she could get, high score. And right now she's studying in the University of Milan. She was very, very glad, that she could get to this university.
So I would like to ask a question. Is it possible to pass exam in December or in January?
The exams are starting from January, end of January. First windows open at the end of January. Before end of January, you cannot take exam. From the end of January, and then you have, if I'm not wrong, five trials. It's January, February, March, April, and May, because most of the universities close their deadlines in May. So it's better for you to start to prepare as soon as possible and take it. To get admitted from the first rankings, because it's, if I'm not wrong, some of the universities are doing 2 or 3 rankings. For example, in my case, I could get to my program. It was the end of September. It was last last tour. And I applied for the first and the second. I could not win the competition. And at the end of September, I took TOLC and I applied. It was the last shot and I could get in. So basically the TOLC, this is very important points, characteristics when they are watching your application. Okay, in how many days we'll wait through our results? I think it's 2 days, 2 working days. In 2 working days, your results are ready. But you will see your results right away after exam. You will see your score. Okay, and here are the price of the course. For TOLC-I, you'll have 16 live meetings through Zoom. As well, you'll have a bunch of recorded lessons from the last year, and you'll have feedback during and after the course, and you'll have as well access to all materials, to access to classroom during your preparation. And for the TOLC-E is the same, but you have 12 live meetings. And here are my contacts. As well, you can check my YouTube channel. There I post some of the last year recordings. You can see a couple of them and decide. Here you can do the screen, and we'll go to the final slide. Okay, in conclusion, I would say that, most probably you're planning to which university to apply. And most of the universities, they require actually TOLC. And they don't just require, bare minimum score. It's very competitive to get to the good university. And for example, if you want to study in top 5, for example, in Sapienza, Politecnico di Milano, University of Bologna, University of Padua, or other universities, you'll need to get a really, really high results on your TOLC exam. And they are watching only, most of the time, your application, your admission depends only on your results of the TOLC test. Okay, today's conference is over. We have still more than 5 minutes, and you can ask questions. We can do question and answer session. Yeah, guys, you have any questions?
I don't have. Everything was clear. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, one thing I want to mention that we are planning to start our group from the next week. And if you're interested, you can write me, and I'll share the details about everything. Okay. Thank you for your time that you could join. Yeah. Wish you really all the best in your preparation, that you can prepare for this test and you can get high score, and it would be enough for applying to the good university. Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Yeah. Bye.